Combat achievements are the pinnacle of PvM based goals in RuneScape. This makes them essential for me in my attempt to complete RuneScape.
Oh!
GM? Grandmaster CAs. Oh boy. It is about time I tick these off, to be honest. One of the hardest accomplishments on this game that's actually like provided by the game, if that makes sense. If you're new to RuneScape and not too sure what I'm talking about here, the combat achievement system is basically just a group of tasks that you can do at pretty much every piece of meaningful PvM content. It ranges all the way from doing the hardest content in the game completely perfectly down to, well, fixing a pole. If you complete all of them, you get to call yourself a Grandmaster, and you unlock some seriously powerful rewards. You get the coveted cosmetic Zuck Slayer helm, you get the... and also the... honestly, it's kind of just like an ego or a for fun thing. Although, jokes aside, you do get to unlock 3 KC per Zuck task, which will be nice when I go to finish off 200 Slayer. What I mean by this is whenever Girardel assigns me a Zuck Slayer task, it will be 3 KC that I need to get, not 1. And because Zuck task is one of the fastest XP in the game, this is just a really nice, fun way to get very quick Slayer XP. As is the common theme of this series, you join me halfway through the grind. In terms of the difficult things I've got done, the main ones to mention is that I'm done with Zuck, which is good because that's one that tons of people struggle with. The DT2 bosses and all of those annoying speedruns are finished, and most of the random miscellaneous bosses are done and dusted. Almost everything I have left is TOB or TOA. Aside from that, I have a few bosses that just have a few tasks to tick off, as well as all of Yama to do, and that's what we're going to be focusing on for this episode. We are starting off this epic journey by plucking some low-hanging fruit. I have 2 tasks at Royal Titans to tick off, so I've grabbed Ajiba and we're going to go for the 15 kills in one trip task. Titan Killer. My main job here is to do my best to make this 0 damage or close to 0 damage for Ajiba. All of the main mechanics are pretty simple to deal with, it's just these fucking ghost spirit things that need to be dealt with. The chip damage from these little dudes really adds up, so if you don't take care of them, it can be a problem. And because you need to be praying for most of the fight and you need gear switches and whatnot, you don't have a massive ton of space for brews or anything like that. So if you just try to tank them, you are going to feel like a right twat when you have to tally out on, like, kill 13. You know, it's genuinely insane how much they cooked of this mid-level boss. It's so good. Whoever at Jagex came up with this needs their toes tickled. They need a firm handshake and a pat on the back. I'm not really after anything here, I already have the pet and both the prayers. I guess there's like a slight chance at the stuff, but it's whatever. It's not something I really care about getting right now. There we go, task complete, Titan Killer done. Okay, just one to go now, which is Let Them Fight. This one is actually a bit techie. So essentially you have to drag the elemental dudes over to the opposite colour and then let the Titan Slam attack kill them. So move them on over and get them in place for the Ice Slam. Nice. Easy stuff, now to kill the Titans and it's sorted. And there we go, Let Them Fight, and that is Royal Titans done.
Be it, wanna feel it.
Onto a boss that I have very little experience at. My strategy with RuneScape in general over the years has just been to pretend that Nex doesn't exist. I apparently did a trio at some point, and some of the other CAs probably during bingo or something. The only thing I have left to do is a duo Nex kill. Now, I've never done a duo Nex before, but Obviously, I've never done a duo Nex before. I've just said that I'm here for the fucking combat achievement. I have been reliably informed that this is a one and done as long as you have max gear and a functioning brain. And honestly, the brain is probably optional. But you know, this is me we're talking about, so we'll see about that. Oh my god. I'm just going to pretend that that never happened. I've been told that this should be a one and done as long as I have good gear, so let's see how this goes. We're doing the range tank method because whilst melee is more efficient and better if you're good at it, if you do it wrong, you just get your head caved in and can actually die. Because, you know, it could happen to anyone. So because we only need one kill, we're just going to do range camp and just it's going to be a nice relaxed kill, hopefully. I'm not really an expert on Nex, and there really isn't much to the boss other than eating food and clicking the boss. I'm going to use this time instead to talk a little bit about the next few episodes of Completing Runescape. First point is that these videos are not guides. I basically don't think I'm good enough at the game to be teaching you guys how to do CAs, so I'm not even going to try. I'll obviously give an overview of what the task is, and if there's any tech, I'll explain that a little bit, but please don't come into this expecting No Monkey or Molgoat Kirby tier guides. Instead, what I'll do is I'll link all the guides that I've used in the description. And that way, there's absolutely no way I remember to do that. How about this? If you want to know what guide I used for a specific task, comment below and I'll find it for you. And if you don't need any guides, could you please just let me know in the comments that you don't need any guides, just so I can keep track of everyone that's watching. Cheers. Second thing is that these clips are not going to be in chronological order. I think the best way to do CAs is to jump around all of the content that you have left to do based on essentially how you're feeling on the day and what teammates you have available. So in one day I could be doing TOA, Tom, Nex, Yama, you know, loads of different things. But I think actually watching someone go for Grandmaster like that would be really jarring and annoying. So essentially I've got like 3 months worth of clips that I'm going to be cutting together to hopefully have better storytelling and to make it a better watch for you guys. Nex is finished off. That was okay. I mean, it was long, kind of boring, and a bit frustrating, but it was alright. But that is Nex done. It's 1 AM on a Saturday night. I've just got a big fucking Chinese takeaway, my third energy drink of the day, and logged into Oldschool Runescape to kill tormented demons. It's like 2010 all over again, except now my hands fall off if I try to do an 8-way. The tormented demon CAs are a bit wacky, to be honest. I looked at the list just now, and one of them I genuinely thought was impossible, so I had to give a guide a quick watch, and we're going to do that one first. The task that I'm talking about is Rapid Reload, which is to hit 3 demons in 3 seconds with a crossbow or a ballista. I'll explain the tech because I imagine some of you, like me, heard that and were just like, what? Once you understand 2 things, this becomes really obvious and easy. The first is that the timer starts when the hit splat appears on the first demon. And the second thing to understand is that bolts and spells take time to travel the further away you are from an NPC. So if we attack the first demon from max distance, it'll take an extra tick to actually hit the demon. And that means that if we are perfectly timed, we can click the other 2 demons. And as long as there's no travel distance, the hit splats will appear within 3 seconds. That's the theory anyway, we're going to give it a go. Okay, got a world. So I'm going to walk Make sure I'm walking, which just ensures that I am as far away as possible when I attack. Get on rapid. There's one. Hit the other. Two. Yep. There we go. Okay, yeah. That was, once you know how to do it, that is really easy. Another easy one. This is Through Fire and Flames, which, by the way, banger song. The task is to kill a demon whilst his shield is down. Okay, my brain turned off. I'm such a fucking moron. Maybe I should actually look at what it means by when his shield is down instead of just trying to guess. I have figured out the tech. Okay, there we go. His shield's down. Should be it. Yes. What? I really thought that was going to be it. I don't know what I did. He's completing RuneScape. There we go. I'm walking. There was never any doubt. Right, all I've got now is 3 times the thrashing, and I don't know if I'm looking at this right, but it kind of looks like you just take Justicia and a Bulwark, a full inventory of brews, and you just let 3 demons turn you inside out for about 40 minutes. The strategy is to tag all 3 demons with a venom weapon, so Serp, Home, and Blowpipe, and then tank them until they die of venom. If I'm not mistaken, the demons work in a way where you'll always be getting hit by melee, range, and mage, and they'll always be off tick, although I'm not certain on that. I imagine it'll be hard to keep them off tick because you have to move a lot to dodge the bombs, so I think the strategy is going to be flick, mage, and range, if I can, and dodge bombs, and try and just like run away from the melee essentially. I think with like 40 brews, there's just no way that I die here, surely not. Alright, I'm just getting absolutely battered. I fear I may have received a small amount of misinformation on how to complete this task, to be honest. So it looks like what actually happens is 1 throws a bomb, 1 mages or ranges, and then 1 melees. So instead of flicking range mage, I need to be flicking melee and range? Or melee and mage? Oh, fucking hell. And then also dodging the bomb that gets thrown at the same time. Okay, so now he's changed to range, so I need to flick range, melee, move. Range, melee, move. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're coming to the end. I think just 1 more hit splat of venom. I'm going to avoid wait for the last one just to be sure. I don't think it's really needed though. There we go. Nice. I think that's it. Only 2. Oh. For a second there, I thought I only got 2 times the torment, not the 3 times the thrashing. Okay, done. Yeah, sweet. Tormented demons finished. This might be something I've said a lot so far this video. I'm not sure, but I don't have a ton of experience here. Solo chambers, solo CM, sure. Outside of that, oh boy. I'm pretty sure the last time I did a team raid was like 2018. Except for a few scuffed, silly fuck around raids during like clan events and shit. One of them ones where the only tactic used was to hit the boss and hope shit dies. So, this will be interesting. We have 3 tasks to get at Chambers. I need the regular mode 5-man speedrun, trio CM speedrun, and then perfect Olm in a trio. I'm starting out with the Reg 5's speedy time with a team from the CA Discord. So not only do I not know what I'm doing, but I'm also going with 4 people I don't know. I'll be honest, my only objective is just to not embarrass myself. No idea how good these guys are, but a few of them are saying words and abbreviations that I don't understand, so I'm gonna assume they know what they're doing. I recognize this Frodo guy, so I have a feeling he's really good, but yeah, we'll see. Now, the 5-man time isn't too difficult to get in max gear, but to increase your chances, you're gonna want to make sure of a few things. Number 1 is the layout. We've scouted a raid with Vasa, Tecton, and Vespula, a VTV. VTV raids have been the go-to for chamber speedrunning pretty much forever. These 3 bosses are fast, they don't do a ton of unavoidable damage, and they drop good supplies, which just makes doing a no-prep raid even easier than normal. Vasa being first is nice, but not a requirement. Because it's first, it's easier to make sure that everyone is 121 HP and avenged, which lets us fully take advantage of Vasa's big special attack bomb attack thing. Because of this extra damage, we have a better chance of getting a 0 Crystal Vasa, although that is still rare if we're all just T-barring the boss. Ideally, you'd have Crabs and Tightrope as your puzzle rooms. We have Crabs and Thieving, which is slightly slower, but honestly it's nothing to get worried about. Due to many different qual updates over the years, Thieving is pretty fast now, so we're talking like a 15-second time loss. Not a massive time loss, but if you're struggling to get the time, maybe it'd be worth scouting a VTV with Crabs and Tightrope. Second point is to just know what you are doing. That might sound real obvious, like yeah, no shit, it helps to know what's going on. What I mean is, are you picking up pots? And which pots? And in which rooms? How many overloads does the team need and where are you getting them? Where are you sipping and dropping those overloads? What specs are you using and where? Are you doing crabs? And if you are, which crab? Not having to think about those little things will genuinely give you like 30 seconds for free throughout the raid. It's so easy to just lose 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there due to shit like debating if you need to take a prayer enhance or not. All of that sort of stuff adds up. Anyway, it's time for me to lock in. Let's do this. My role for Olm is just running head, so I just have to make sure I'm on the right side of his head for the auto attacks, and make sure that I'm just always doing DPS on the boss. I'll fucking have a day off now. Bro! The trio CM time should be even easier. I say should because our first 2 attempts, yeah, we need to resize. Whilst putting ruby bolts on, managed to bank my dragon arrows.
Oh, I can trade you after.
Okay.
Just maybe them for now, and I'll trade you some arrows.
What the fuck?
Guys,
Smashing?
smashing.
I'm going today with Greco and Dean, and not only are these guys both tall and handsome, but they're also insane gamers. They both do a lot of CM, so this should genuinely just be a breeze.
This is the one.
I think this is the one.
I don't think I'll feel anywhere near as lost in this run. I feel like, and I don't know if this will make sense or not, but I feel like Team CM is closer to solo CM compared to like Team Regs versus solo Regs, which are really different. So I reckon this will just be really calm, to be honest. That other run wasn't hard, but it was very full on, like trying to not lose ticks and all that, and trying to not embarrass myself in front of new people. I will still be focusing hard though. I don't do much team content at all, so I really love getting to game with people who are just significantly better than me at whatever we're doing. And like, these guys would get my Chambers PBs with one hand on their, doing hand stuff, you know? Another change to the meta recently, because of an update, Emberlight on Ice Demon. What a wild time we live in.
Also, Lee, very important, you have to trade me now.
And I'm sure we don't win 3 times, it's fine.
Trade me, it's important.
Oh,
Banana.
Oh no.
Banana.
I'm dropping supplies here if anyone needs to take them down.
There.
If that doesn't tell you the confidence levels, I don't know what fucking will. I hope I wasn't meant to look after that, because I just ate it immediately.
What the? We're gonna use it to skip vanguards?
Oh. Okay, first floor went very smooth. The strategy in regards to prepping for small team CAs is to have one guy basically prep for the entire team. And whilst he's doing that, the rest of the team basically just carry on with the raid. We should still have enough brew to get us through vanguards, and then obviously we have thieving, and by then he should be done prepping. Because almost every boss drops overloads now, we don't have to prep overloads, so it's just brews, restores, and enhances, which just is very nice. It's just one more quality of life update in the last few years, which has just made CM and Chambers in general much friendlier and straightforward.
So ideally you shadow first and then you CCB right after.
Yo, where the fuck is Dean? I love prep CMs, they're just so cozy. When you just don't have to worry about your potions at all. Just no pressure really at all. Pretty hard to die and just so chill. Oh!
Oh, there.
Oh no. In terms of strategy needed to make Grandmaster time, there isn't really anything too like drastic. Having all 3 mega rares really does like a ton of the heavy lifting. Everything I mentioned before during the regular 5-man speedrun applies, but you also have to be conscious of like what you're banking and where, and also just be a bit more dialed in on the actual like demi bosses. Luckily the GM time for Trio is very generous, so as long as you're not like fucking running through the caves with your eyes closed, you will probably be fine. I feel like such a melon just whomping this with a pickaxe. We're coming to the end of the floor soon, and pace is looking mighty fine. You know what I was saying about knowing what to bank? Yeah, remember to bring your fucking salves, man. What the fuck is that? I've left Chambers for a year and they've added the Avengers Endgame portals, man. What in the Fortnite is that?
Oh yeah, I forgot you also can bring Death Charge now if you're on balls. You can probably ZCB like everything 5 times. I'm horning after the next hit.
Ooh,
A cheeky millie.
nice.
You're cutting it close on time. Only got 17 minutes left.
Am I just running head here?
Yeah,
Back in?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just follow my lead.
Oh no, I need perfect on Trio.
You get it now.
Fine, we
Easy.
get it here.
Oh, I didn't even realise I could get that here.
Yeah.
I think I got that one by accident a couple times.
Yeah, I got mine by
Yeah.
accident.
I know, like, looking at it, I'm like, this is basically just like doing a Trio raid
Yeah.
where no one messes
Yeah.
up.
Oh, I was waiting for you to come
Oh,
to me.
sorry. Oh, I was waiting to come to you, and then I just didn't do it.
I'm once again running head, which is just a baby roll. Not fucking mad about it.
So here you run after crystals.
Okay.
So basically you maul side 3 times, and after the third side, you immediately run. Sorry.
Yo, love tap.
Please, Olm, be humble.
Easy.
Woo!
Lovely. Yeah, that really was so free, holy. One last Chambers CA then. I'm doing Perfect Olm Trio, but solo. What? I'm doing what people call 1+2. Essentially, I'll be killing Olm solo, but I've brought 2 ults into the raid with me to make it technically be a trio raid. That's also why it's taken me a fucking hour to get to Olm, Jesus. The end result is a very long and frankly boring boss fight, which I will explain as I go because I need to get cracking with this whilst I still have the fucking will to live. So, Perfect Olm. Let's go through it. You have to kill Olm without taking damage from Crystal Burst, Teleport Attack, Firewall, Healing Pools, Crystal Bombs, and Prayer Orbs. It sounds like a lot, and it is. There's a lot of different ways you can fail this. However, Jagex hate this one little trick. All of these attacks require Olm to actually attack you. In solo Olm, you can pretty easily do the entire fight without really getting hit by Olm as long as you have enough stamina pots. For both melee hand and mage hand, there are methods where you just don't get hit at all. So for mage hand, I'm doing what's called 2 to 0. I'm kidding, no one calls it that because no one does this nonsense. Essentially, I'm hitting once from the right hand side, and as long as this attack or my thrall does damage, he'll turn his head towards the mage hand, which lets me get a second hit in without him even looking at me. And as long as I attack him on the right tick from the pinky finger, I'll be able to get to the other side of his head before his next attack, so you just end up never getting hit. These are pretty basic mage hand running tactics, so I won't go into it too much. The only real difference though is if he doesn't turn his head, because like both me and my thrall miss for whatever reason, I just have to give it legs over to the pinky and restart the cycle. Normally you would just still do the second hit because it's faster. But I'm doing my best to not risk a hit at all because if he does a special and it happens to be portals, I am potentially screwed. So I'd rather just take a very slightly slower fight if it means I don't have to spend another hour getting back here, right? Melee hand is going to be a similar situation. We're taking it all the way back to 2016 with a method called 1 to 0. It kind of works in a similar way to mage running, to be honest. As long as we move on the right tick, we can endlessly run between the pinky finger and the opposite side of Olm's head. Being on these tiles on the tick that Olm attacks, it makes him turn his head instead of actually attacking. So as long as we don't miss a tick, you can hit the hand once, run to the pinky, and then back to the safe spot. And instead of attacking, bro's head will just turn. So you just do this over and over until the hand dies. This is a really slow way of doing melee hand, but there is zero risk of failing the CA doing this. Doing 4 to 1 sounds like it would be fine because you skip specials, but because it's a trio scaled raid, I just wouldn't survive with this amount of brews. Dude, I can't believe my first solo raids were done using this method and a fucking tentacle whip, man. Absolutely crazy stuff was going on back in like 2018, I promise you. I've got no idea if these fail or not, so I'm telling you, this is the most concentration anyone's ever put into this Fallen Rock phase. Headphase could be potentially dangerous, but luckily I've got 3 brews still and enough stamina that I can just run from side to side and not take hits if I need to. And falling crystals don't fail in headphase, I do know that, so this really shouldn't be too hard. whilst the falling rocks don't fail it, I can still fail on like the flame, the crystal bomb, many different things, because all those specials do still happen during head phase. So I do need to be careful. Oh fuck. Hey, 20 minutes of Olm done perfectly. And that is Chambers of Xeric completed. You might be thinking, wow, everything has seemed really easy so far. Either Thurco is just insane at the game, or he's only done the easy CAs. I will let you decide which one of those is true. Regardless, that changes now. Fuck me, I sound like a broken record. I've not done a lot of this. 20-something KC on day of release in duos, and that's it. I haven't even sniffed Yama since the CAs were released. To make things extra fun, I'm going to do everything except the speed times in a solo, which will make it harder for sure, but 1, I need to practice solo Yama a lot for Radiant Oathplate anyway, and 2, if I do it solo, I can avoid doing the one thing I hate more than anything else in this game: finding teammates. The plan is to just go in, send some solos and see what happens for a few kills, and then move on to trying to crank out some CAs. Oof. First kill back. That was shit. Barrel of Demonic Tallow. Right. Yama Adept. Is that 1 KC or 25 KC? I don't know. I've got everything to play for still, and if that kill was anything to go by, we have a lot of improving to do. Right, let's give this Giga Dono Fly shit a go. Ah. I do need to learn this because it's basically a hard requirement of the speed time, and it just gives me more solo practice. Ah, fucking bloody fucked it. Why is there's just tiles everywhere? My brain just turns off. More than 6 tiles, my brain does not know what to do. Holy fuck, Jesus, give it a rest, man. Alright, I made it all the way through to flares. That is good enough for me. Time to start the CAs, I reckon. Oh. How about we do the intelligent thing and go for the perfect kill first? I'm on the wrong tile! Fucking idiot. The actual name of the task I'm doing is Contract Choreographer, which, I mean, it's basically just a perfect Yama kill. There are so many different things that can fail it, so this is gonna be fun. Ah, piss off. I'm going mage only, I just think that would make this way easier. Good, I guess we're resetting. I got down to 97% on that kill. We're making progress. There's no real reason to mage, I think, for P1 and 2. I'm not sure it makes it that much easier. So we're going to do that. Great. I think I'm just going to carry on with this kill just for practice. Oh, I got something. Back so soon. Diabolic worms. Fuck off if I just failed like that. Ah. first time getting to P3 for the perfect kill. Firefights are done, but it just doesn't really matter, does it? I've been using Aether runes to cast this whole time. I'm so poor. Holy shit, my brain is just not working today. You know what I really need after a difficult CA? A fucking plain pizza. I couldn't even say that without laughing, man. My brain's just been melted by that perfect kill. Next time I think it's a good idea to go for the perfect CA at a place where I've got like 4 microseconds of experience. I need someone to just remind me of how comatose I feel right now. It is actually kind of fun though to take on something challenging like Perfect Yama's probably not that challenging if you're actually, you know, good at it, but going into it with not that much experience kind of made it a bit of a fun challenge. And to be fair, it's made me a lot better at solos, which is going to come in handy, especially for this one. Yeah, I'll have no toppings and no drinks. Cheers, bruv. Honestly, a kind of simple one and a nice needed change of pace. The task is supposed to be that you can only heal with plain pizzas. And also no prayer regen whatsoever, so like no SGS spec, no prayer pots, shit like that. Which would make for a pretty interesting fight. It's going to be quite a... what the 20 KC Hunlef bet? Fuck off, man. Obviously, this is Jagex we're talking about, so they've missed a few things. You can pre-pot a prayer regeneration potion before you enter Yama, and I mean, that alone gives you like 5 million prayer points to work with. Even better, they completely forgot to add these beautiful little things to the exclusion list. These are moonlight moths, and they're not food, it's a hunter item. But by releasing the moth from the jar, you get 22 prayer points back, so it's essentially a mini prayer pot. So basically, we probably don't even need to flick, really. I'll still prayer flick because, if you can't tell, I love making things harder for no reason whatsoever. The food situation isn't as bad as you might think also. A perfect kill is probably, what, 2 or 3 food to comfortably survive the chip damage? This leaves quite a lot of wiggle room for mistakes. Quite a comfortable kill, to be honest. Throughout all this Yama soloing, I found myself just really wanting them to increase the length of P3. P3 is just so much more fun than the rest of the fight. This wave skip shit is so satisfying, bro. Anyway, there we go. No toppings, no drinks. Cheers. Ooh, dossier. Are you gonna give me double death charge, big man? Dickhead. 2 tasks to go, and unfortunately I've not left the easiest ones for last. Smart, I know. This is Contractually Unbound, which is just to do a kill of Yama with one of his contracts enabled. If you're unaware of how Yama works, so far all of these kills have been on what people call the base version of the boss. The boss drops contracts, which are just tradable items that allow you to do one attempt at a much harder version of the boss that gives you specific rewards. The main ones people do are the 5 which drop pieces of the Purifying Sigil, which is what is needed to make Radiant Oathplate. And then the other one which gets a decent amount of use is the contract which makes the pet a much more common drop. And there are a few other contracts that don't really get any use. I'm not going to go into what happens in every single contract, as they just aren't relevant for what I'm doing now, and frankly this video is already really long. But all you need to know is that all of these contracts make the fight much, much harder. For the combat achievement, I have 6 options that I can do. I can do any of the 5 Radiant Oathbait contracts, or I could do the pet contract. I've gone for the one that is by far the easiest of these, and that's the contract of Forfeit Breath. The additional difficult conditions in this fight are all based around run energy, so your run energy is going to drain by 1% every 4 ticks. If you get hit, your run energy will drain by the same amount, and for the fun part, if you hit 0 run energy, you die. On top of this, there's conditions that apply to all the contracts, such as Yama attacking faster, the glyph special attacks happening much more frequently, and the bomb spending less time in the air, it's just all quicker. The shadow waves and the floor fire happen much more often, and the floor fire can't be ran over. In the base fight, you can just run over the fire and you won't get hit. And the real fun one, the phases transition at 75% and 50%. So much more of the fight is spent in the enrage phase. Right, I think that's all we need to know. Let's crack on. This is gonna be fun. I'm doing the contract of Forfeit Breath, so that's why I've got staminas and pies in my inventory. The pies are just food that also heal stamina, so just a nice little double whammy. And I'm back in the mage only setup for this. I have once again done the not very intelligent thing of not really reading up on what happens. I know for P1 and 2 all of the attacks are faster, so I'm going to have to look out for that, but aside from that, we'll see. Everyone says this one's really easy though, so I've got confidence. Ow. Bro, it's all so fast. I feel like I'm just getting harassed by fire, man. Fireman, worst superhero ever. Oh, I'm too tired for this fucking bullshit. Okay, some footwork. I fear I may end up regretting this, but honestly, there's so much going on and it's so fast-paced, so this is actually really fun. Yeah, I mean, you know what, never... Sorry, just had to have a quick mental breakdown. I've done a lot of Yama today, okay? The good news is the stamina stuff didn't really have any impact at all, so it's really just getting used to doing the mechanics that I already know, but faster, which should not take too long. Hi, editing Thurco here. I would just like to point out that the air quotes stamina thing is the entire reason that I died just then, so I'm just not that smart. The flare positioning just scrambled my brain and I forgot that I need to be at the glyph, man. Oh my god, there's fire everywhere. Leave me alone! My sources tell me it's really important to heal up after this phase because the chip damage and the almost inevitable fire bombs really will take a lot off your stamina. Alright, P3 for the first time. Let's see how this goes. I can't believe that I was so confident that I only bought 5 of these contracts. Who do I think I am? Right, that's it. I've died 3 times in a row now from just being out in the middle of nowhere when the glyph attack is about to happen. My brain kind of feels like it's been shoved in a microwave for about half an hour at this point today, so I'm gonna just come back tomorrow and see if the neurons are firing correctly. Good news! I don't feel like a caveman today. Alright, let's get this. The flares are in outer space, man. Fucking hell. Oh my... Oh, holy fuck. Oh my god, I let my stamina get down to like 20 or something. That's crazy. I need to do better at keeping an eye on that. That's dumb. Right, if I get through these flares and this glyph, I should be into P3. Woof. Okay, okay. Alright, here we go. Bloody hell, man. Lock in, it's basically done. Is it like 8%, man? Come on. Dude, those sideways waves are so fun, man. Oh, that was so sick. I actually can't wait to go for Radiant. That was so fun. Fuck! One task left.
Yama speedrunner. Defeat Yama in an average time of under 2:34 over your last 4 kills.
The final hurdle. In my opinion, this is one of the better speedrun tasks in the game. There are quite a few small things you can do to optimize this boss and to really push a good pace. Proper spec procedure, spellbook swaps with Venge and Thralls, and nailing a solid P3 melee method will all help make this a much less RNG task. You're still going to need to reset a fair bit, but that is just speedrunning. Step 1. Get a duo who's good at the game. I've grabbed 6ad and we're going to go for this. He's horning and I'm mauling. After that, we both Surge Pot and Burning Claw as much as we can. We're both on Lunas so we can Venge, and we'll Spellbook swap to cast Thralls, Death Charge, and Mark of Darkness. What hits we Venge and when is quite important. I pre-Venge, and I'm going to try and take a melee hit to start the fight. If that doesn't hit, I get hit a 0 or whatever, then the first Glyph attack will proc Venge, and then I'll be able to re-Venge for a second melee hit. After that, I'm going to save my Venge for the red glyph on P2. You can actually tank that. If you both stand on top of each other, you're going to get hit for like an 89 or something. That Venge is massive. I'll also Venge at the start of P3 and keep Mage Prey up until that procs as well. Just an extra like 10 damage. We're able to heal up real quickly and without time loss by using these Sunlight Moths. These are similar to the Moonlight Moths I mentioned earlier. They have a special effect where they'll heal multiple people within a few tile radius. So if I release one, I'll heal 8 and 6ad will also heal 8. So if I'm releasing them and he's spamming them as well, yeah, you heal up real quick. And because it's not food, it doesn't stop you from attacking, so it's just a really quick way of healing up without losing DPS. After that, the tech is quite simple really. Don't miss ticks and pray for good hits. You kind of want to know ahead of time who's doing the glyphs, because you don't want to have 2 people miss a hit for no reason, right? Ideally, you drag Yama as close to the glyph as possible, and then just make sure that you time it so that you're hitting the glyph on your weapon cooldown, just so you don't miss a tick or 2. The judge phase is also really important to get right. I say this because I'm currently fucking it up a lot. Anything longer than 20 seconds means you missed hits or lost time on the rock jumps. Not ideal. It may sound really pedantic to be sort of worrying and stressing about 1 or 2 ticks, but if you both lose 1 or 2 ticks a few times throughout the fight, all of a sudden, that's 10 seconds gone. And with this kill just being 2 minutes 30 seconds roughly, 10 seconds is honestly a big deal. In such a quick fight, it's going to be quite difficult to RNG your way out of lost 10 seconds every fight. It's going to make it rough. I say this because I've watched VODs of people who are struggling to get this task before, and people always have the sort of same reaction when you say, oh, you missed a tick here, you missed a tick here. The general reaction is, so what? But genuinely, in a speedrun this tight, every second counts. Okay, 230. That's nice. That's the first kill. 1 down, 3 to go.